Hi, Cancer. This is going to be a reading for you for the first week of April 2021, April 1st to April 7th. So I hope it's going to be a really great reading. I've been shuffling like a maniac because for some reason all my readings seem to be so bizarrely similar, but I find it's like that. Sometimes there's like a trend with everybody getting the same cards, especially when things in the world are kind of weird. It just happens. But anyway, I'm shuffling extra and have shuffled way more than what you're seeing because I want to make sure that you get a reading that you should get. Obviously, it's a general reading. Everybody won't find it accurate, but a lot of people will. And if you do, please let me know. Let me know what you think. I am very interested in your comments and opinions. Okay, so I'm just going to do 12 cards with an extra bonus card to sort of be an overview of the week. So here we go. Let's see what we've got. Unbelievable. The same damn cards are coming up again with a little bit different ones, but wow. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, the Hierophant is the overview card. We'll talk about that after. Okay, so the Page of Swords. Let's just dive right in here and get into it. The Page of Swords is very intellectual. A young person or child could be even. If you know somebody like this, it could be this person. Somebody who's always learning, somebody who's definitely on a quest for knowledge, maybe a scholar. Just somebody who loves learning and is always learning new things and is very bright and inquisitive. Sometimes it's a message about some intellectual pursuit or something else. And so that could be the case, but it could be something that's a part of you. Maybe you're learning something new. Maybe you're embarking on a new journey that requires some research or, something of that nature. Something that has to do with learning in general, anyway. Cancers tend to be intelligent people, so, you probably are always learning new things, but this is probably something specific, like a course or something you're researching for a specific purpose. The Lovers. Well, this is coming up a lot for everybody, this card. And I do believe, yes, it came up in your overview. Actually, I think a lot of these cards did. Yes. This one did. This one did for sure. And this one and this one. And I can't remember if this one did. Anyway, similar cards. And let's see. The Lovers, passion, love. It is exactly what it says. I do not consider this a business partnership, although some readers do. I consider this obviously the exact opposite of a business partnership, but a love relationship and a hot, exciting one on top of that. So this could be very good. Very, very good. And this card is sometimes referred to as the arrows of love. It does not have to be about love. It could be about anything that's coming into action very quickly, sort of just rushing into your life, or something that you're making happen that is very quick to, happen, and excitingly so. But being that it's next to the Lovers, I'm going to guess it's about this lover situation. Temperance. Temperance can mean a few things. It can be a reminder not to drink too much, not to, as I'm sitting here having a glass of wine. It can be a reminder not to drink too much, not to overindulge in anything, too much shopping, too much eating, too much of this, too much that, too much pot smoking, too much whatever thing you're into. It can mean that, but it can also mean, I get it a lot, and it might be about doing something naughty too much. I don't know what offhand, but one of the things I might partake in. But it could also be walking the middle line. Like, I think that's why I get it, because I tend to be kind of an extremist about this, that, and the other. And walking the middle line is something you don't want to have to conform. I mean, I'm not talking about suppressing your opinion or anything like that, but there's a time and a place, let's be honest. I mean, we don't always have to be incensed about everything everywhere we go. And so I think that's why I get temperance sometimes. And that might be the case with you. I don't know. It is, tone it down a little. Don't be so crazy with your mouth, with your, indulgences, with your whatever your issue is, or I hate to say issue because it doesn't have to mean anything is horribly wrong. It just means that keep an eye on things. Keep an eye on what you're doing. Use some decorum once in a blue moon. This card is interesting because my mother was a card reader. And when she would, please don't be afraid because this is not the case with my readings, but when my mother would pull this card, somebody would always die, which is kind of funny because it isn't a card of death. It is not that. That is not the meaning of the card in any way, means, shape, or form. But I pull this card all the time, including for myself, and nobody dies, so don't panic. And that isn't even what the card means. The card is a card about going into yourself and sort of reflecting and deciding what you're going to do next in life, because in medieval days it was a situation where a knight would go into battle and most likely die. But when they didn't die, there was a coffin already made for them, and they would go and they would either lie inside or on top of the coffin, and they would reflect on the fact that they get to be one of the lucky ones who's still alive, and what they're going to do with the rest of their life and how they're going to live their life. And so that's what the card is about, is just inspecting and being introspective about your life and figuring out what you're going to do next, which is something we need to do once in a while. Because if we just sort of plow through life without thinking about things, certain things can get away from us and we might not do all the things we want to accomplish. And, we don't want that to happen. So, got to think about what we're doing. This card, the Ten of Pentacles, is a very positive card, a really great card about family and being surrounded by family and having a nice home and security and the finances to run the thing and good health and, everything positive. I mean, this is the card you want. And this is one of those ones that was definitely in the overview, as was this and this. This card is about doing something inefficiently, accomplishing something, yes. So something is happening that is probably quite positive, but there's a better way of doing it. There's a better way of carrying those sticks. There's a better way of accomplishing this task. There's something that you could be doing more effectively. And you have to look at that and think about it, because I don't know what it is in your particular case, but there probably is something. There probably is always something in our life that we could be doing better, no matter what. I can't imagine a situation where there couldn't always be something that could be improved upon. And this card is a card of sadness. It's a sorrowful card. It means that something that's happened to you, you're carrying with you. Baggage, torment over something. Maybe it's somebody who's died in the past. I have a friend whose father died about a year ago. She always gets this card, and that's always what it's related to. Judging by the cards, she gets around it. It's a sad card. So whatever it is, remember that things only have the value we put on them. That does not mean I'm saying that if somebody you love has died, to not be sad about it, because we all deal with these things in our own way. Or if somebody has wronged you in some way and you have a reason to be sorrowful about it, you have every right to have those feelings. But don't let it ruin or impede your life, because, you have every right to a happy life. And you have to have that. And we're here for a good time, not a long time. So let's make the most of it and not dwell whenever we can make that happen. And this card is a card that I get almost every reading and have gotten almost every reading since I was a child. And it's my favorite card in the deck, the Six of Cups. I actually I consider this my card. Even though it's not, usually there's a court card that's designated for people. But I love this card so much. It's a card of nostalgia and deep childhood friendships, or some kind of close relationship that is like a childhood relationship. Something very special. Very, very special and happy. And, it has the childlike joy of happiness in this relationship. So it's a very, very special relationship. And speaking of childlike joy, right next to it is, and I think this was also a card in the Cancer overview. This card is all about childlike joy. This is one of the happiest cards in the deck. It's a beautiful, beautiful card. It's a card about feeling those feelings. Remember when you were a child where everything is just, there's happiness just for the sake of being happy and having a good time? I mean, kids are even so great at, even when things aren't great, they find ways to be happy and have a good time. It's just the most fantastic feeling. And we shouldn't be losing this as adults. So hang on to this feeling and this feeling and let it rule everything else. You know, enjoy the process of everything you're doing. This card is also a beautiful card, a fabulous card. The Nine of Pentacles. It's a card of security and having the financial resources to not be worried. I mean, here's a beautiful lady in her garden enjoying life, the sunshine, nature, knowing that everything's okay, health, wealth, and happiness. Everything's going to be just fine. And this is your card, Cancer. This is a nice reading, a really, really nice reading. I mean, these three cards are just really, these four cards together, and the Lovers up there, and you know, it's a good reading generally. There are a couple little small points, but this card, something rushing in, all this good stuff. And this card is juggling. You're juggling things, maybe too much. You know, maybe juggling financial issues or juggling health issues. Something's being juggled, or maybe the disparity between finances and home. You know, you're juggling something or trying to figure something out. But you will. You've got all this positive stuff. I have a feeling you have some good people around you. You've got resources and you've got ways of figuring things out. You've got a good head on your shoulders, I'm going to say. And the Hierophant. People like me, who I'm Aries, so I'm kind of kooky. The Hierophant kind of annoys me because it's very societal. It's sort of religious and societal, and it's like following traditional things. Now, I don't hate all traditional things. I actually really love some traditional things, but I'm not really that good at following rules, so I'm not terrific at this card, at thinking this card is a good card. But a lot of people actually love this card. They consider it a card of traditionalism and you know, following those things in a positive way. If you follow a religion and you adhere to that religion, usually people who do that find this a positive card. It can be a card of institutions that can be very positive, like marriage, and or graduation, or you know, things like that, things that are stepping stones to the next phase of life. So in that way, it can be a very positive thing. So that is the overview for your week, Cancer, and that is your reading, and I hope you love it, and I would love to hear what you have to say about it. So please let me know in the comments if you have anything to tell me, and I hope to see you soon. Have a great week. Bye.